picture of my great great granny who was a Native American. I've seen her face, her nose, how she looks. And there are a lot of Native Americans still alive. They're not an extinct group of people. There's several different tribes and groups of Native Americans. Some of them look more Asian, like Siberian. Some of them look like they're Asian mixed with white people, kind of. They've got a face shape that's a little bit more Caucasian than just Asian-like. Some of them, like if you go far enough in the south, have some Polynesian features. The Olmec, though their skin tone is white, their nose, their cheek, their jaw, their face looks African. And there was a time a long time ago that Africa was pretty close to South America. And there was a time long ago when Eurasia and North America connected. Not on the Siberian end, but on the other end, toward England. And the earth has shifted around and moved. People have moved back and forth. There's been gene flow. There's been travelers. There's always been people who mostly live where they were born and marry the people around where they live. But there's always been some people that would travel far and wide. And it's always been that way. And so there's always been mixing. There's always been movement. But there are mass graves of Native Americans where they did human sacrifices and killed hundreds of thousands of people at a time. There's mass graves where they had wars. There are ceremonial graves and burials. And we can test the bones of the Native Americans and match them to the DNA of Native Americans that are alive today. And so I was talking about things that are factually true about wealth distribution in this country. I'm not a communist. I believe that people should have what they earn, and I'm not at all a communist. I don't believe that everybody can share the money equally and it work because people don't share the work equally. So there's always a lot of people that will want something, but they don't want to do the work to earn it. They'll see someone that's earned it and they'll think, that's not fair. Somebody should take what they got and give it to me. And that is a type of childishness. That is a type of immaturity that some people just don't grow out of. I mean, there's some old socialists, communism is mostly for young, naive people that haven't figured it out yet. Where the bad idea that is felt every time it's ever been tried can be introduced to a new generation of young, gullible people that don't know any better. But to be old and a communist is a special type of foolishness. And then there's the people that are not communist but pretend to be communist because they're purposely working to destroy the middle class and potential power for their businesses. So they're already super rich, but they want to keep everybody else poor. But anyway, so I was talking about the wealth transfer between whites and blacks. And a woman got mad at me. And I know that this woman had 8 kids that pretty much grew up off of the white man's tax dollars. EBT, So these 8 kids are going to be taught that they're Native Americans, that black people were the original Native Americans, and that, it'll never be enough. Reparations will never be enough. The whole country is theirs. And it's simply not true. Just like it wasn't true when black people said that they were the Hebrews. Just like it wasn't true when they said they were the Egyptians. Just like it wasn't true when they said that they were the Moors, or when they were the Chinese, or when they were the Vikings. It's an identity crisis. It's an inferiority complex. It's this lack of achievement, being embarrassed and ashamed about it, and trying to claim other cultures. And it's just, Sub-Saharan Africa did not have the will. Sub-Saharan Africa did not have two-story buildings, a written language, nation states. It didn't even have nation states. There's just a whole bunch of different tribes warring and fighting and enslaving each other before contact with white people. And when they come in contact with white people, they were happy to sell other tribe members as slaves in exchange for sugar, molasses, firearms, guns, And it was white people during the Enlightenment that come up with this idea of human rights. And it was white people who decided slavery is bad. It was white people that had compassion, that looked at black people being enslaved and said, this is wrong. And it wasn't white people as a collective. 100% of white people didn't go enslave black people and own slaves. So she was saying that I can't say we're the liberators just because we freed them after enslaving them. The thing is, it's only like 2% of Europeans that was having slaves. The majority of the country wanted to do away with it and was willing to fight and kill and die to end slavery. So it's really unfair to just. But she was saying that it's not her job to enlighten me, and that if I knew the true history, but it's really her that's not interested in the true history, because sub-Saharan Africans were not Native Americans. The Native Americans were not sub-Saharan Africans. And I've been seeing a lot of AI pictures being shared as proof. Like I'll see an AI picture of Black Chinese, or an AI picture of Black Vikings, or an AI picture of Black Native Americans, and I'm tired of. I mean, it's not true at all. And there's these, the fatherless rate among African Americans is something like 72%. So you've got people who don't even know who their own father is, trying to be absolutely sure that they were the Native Americans, the Moors, the Egyptians, and everybody else other than who they actually were. And so I'm being told, I'm just saying, 300 years from now, we're still going to be having to pay. 300 years from now, they're going to say, what your ancestors done to their ancestors was so bad, and you got to make up for it by giving them money. You got to sweat to feed them. You got to feed their grandparents. You got to feed them. You got to feed their children. You got to feed their grandchildren. You got to feed their great-grandchildren, their great-great-grandchildren. And you got to keep on doing this forever, because you're the evil slave. And it's really ridiculous, because every single race of people on the planet had slaves, and no religion ended slavery. I mean, just to be real, Christianity did not end slavery. There's a verse in Romans that says, slaves, obey your masters, It was just British white people who decided, enough of this slavery, let's end it. And we don't get no credit for it. And now it's like, they're going to take all of North America? Like, come on now. And I don't want to, I'm not going to just fuss about this, because, it'll get my channel shut down faster than almost anything else. There's a different standard for what I can say and what they can say. And I know this.